Right, as requested, I'm going to show you guys a couple of techniques that will assist you to get a job. Okay, now none of the things that I'm going to teach you here or show you is new. I just took what works for other people and has worked for me, and I've broken it down into their respective steps so that you can follow them, right? And hopefully you can find a job that you love. Okay, so let's look at the standard method first, right? This is what most people do, or at least the people that are struggling to find a job, this is what they do. So there's a vacancy. Okay, so then what you can do, you apply either directly to the company or through a portal, right? Which is also, that's really good because the gap needs to be filled, and if your skills can fill that gap, go ahead and do that. That's really good. Continue with that. Another good thing you can do is also get a recruiter to assist you. One thing you got to remember is that recruiter is going to do your job, essentially. They're going to help market you. One thing you got to remember is that they have lots of clients that they're helping. You got yourself. So you can spend a lot more time marketing yourself and getting yourself out there. But here's the thing. That will only yield 20% of the results. 80% comes from what? Actually networking and getting good referrals. So it's well known that more than 80% of jobs that people get, okay, whether it be the first job that they get or a promotion and whatnot, they get it through a referral, through someone that they know, a friend, a family. And if you ask many people that do have a job, they pretty much did this over here. How'd you get the job? Oh, family. Oh, my dad knows this person. Oh, my sister's friends with that one. And, that's how people get the job. And why not? I mean, think of it like this. Let's say you owned a company and you had 5 people working for you. You need someone to assist you with the marketing because you haven't got time for it anymore. Are you going to put the advertisement online? Or in a newspaper? No, because then you're going to get a lot of CVs coming in. And you got that's time. That's money, and you don't want that. So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna ask all the people that work for you, do you know someone who's good at marketing? And they'll refer you to 1 or 2 people, and then you just give that person an interview and offer them a job. Because if your colleagues say that this person's good, then you know that they probably are good because you trust your colleague. That's why you work with them, right? Well, that's why you employ them at least, and they'll probably fit in well with the company. Because that's why they are friends with your colleague, right? So it's easier for employers. If I was an employer, that I would do that all the time. Okay. So how do you get your name in the mix when you're new in the industry, right? For those of you guys that already know people in the industry, this is not for you because you can just leverage that. But if you don't, how do you do it? Well, this is what you're going to do. It's very simple. It's not new, but bear with me now because I'm going to teach you a couple of things in between that will help you. Even 2020, even if this whole COVID thing, it's still going to help you. All right. The first thing you're going to do is do research on all the companies you'd like to work for, right? All of them, including the startups, not just the big guys. Okay, but startups can offer you amazing value. The kind of job you can do with the startup is probably going to even be better than the ones at the bigger companies because you're going to do a bit of everything. And they always need people, startups. It's an excellent place to start. Or for arguments, even in your mid-career, it's fine. It's never a bad time to work for a startup, right? So you do your research on all the companies, big companies, small companies, startups, get names, get numbers, and understand the hierarchy within the company. Understand who the receptionists are, understand who is responsible for hiring you, the hiring manager, the salespeople, the MD, everyone. Understand them, do some research on them, look at their LinkedIn profiles, and understand the kind of work that they do in the company, the culture of the company, what their overall aim and mission is. And see if it aligns with you. If it doesn't align with you, then don't force yourself to align with it. Obviously, you will never fit the job perfectly, but you can fit about 70 to 80% of the job's requirements. You can feel comfortable with that. So understand that there's no such thing as a perfect job, but you find something that you are comfortable with. Okay, don't do it. Find a perfect job and after 6 months, oh God, I don't really like this. I was just pretending. Don't do that. Okay, now that you've got all your data, you have maybe 6 or 7 pages with names, numbers, and wherever the company might be. You write that down too because the location is important. Now you're going to start cold calling them, right? This is what they do in sales all the time. You're going to cold call them because they don't know who you are. You're trying to start networking here, okay? But you can't just go rock up at the office there. They've got other things that they're doing, right? That comes a bit later. I'll teach you about that too. So when you cold call, don't just call and say, oh, I'm looking for a job, because then it looks as if you want to take something. And if you want to take something, people usually resist. So like, oh, no, why would you want to take something? Even if you want to offer value. So write up a script of 3 to 4 phrases or sentences that describe yourself. Sell yourself, right? Remember, you're a product now. You're in the job market. So write down who you are. Don't say where you're from and what you like doing. That's not important. Say who you are, what you do, what you've done, and what you can do for this company. Show them this is what I have. Would you like it? Don't say job give. No, they will resist. Say this is what I have. You want some of it? Can I offer you some? That's the best way to think of it. Okay. After you've said your piece to the person who you've decided to call, and I urge you to call the sales and the marketing people because they always pick up their phones, right? The receptionist tends to be busy, and the MD is like, the owner always tends to be very, very busy as well. You're going to struggle to get through to them, right? Schedule something. Make a micro commitment from them. Say you're going to follow up with another call next week. Offer an interview, but don't call it an interview. Say I would like to meet this person, whoever it might be, the hiring manager, or someone who's responsible for hiring at least at this time. We would like to have a chat, a business meeting. I have something I'd like to offer. Don't use the word job because then they think, okay, you want to take, but you don't want to take. Every single job you do, you give, even if you get a normal remuneration, a normal salary. You first work for 29 days, you don't get paid. The 30th day you get paid. So you gave something for free for 29 days. You only got compensated on that day. So that's how it works, right? That's how value works. You give value, you get value. Usually they compensate you in money, but you've got to offer the value first. Focus on value, don't focus on money. And when you say job, it's associated with money and associated with expenses. And then these people will sort of hold back, right? So don't do that. Say, keep in mind, what can I give? I know you might be desperate now to find a job, or you might even be broke, but there's always something you can give. Just because you're broke doesn't mean you haven't got value. You do. Okay. Right? And another thing you got to remember is when you're doing your research, the company doesn't have to be exactly within your field, right? Let's say you work in marketing. You can go to an analytics company and offer your services there. Maybe they could use it. Maybe you could learn a bit about analytics and then maybe combine the two. I don't know. Right? Just because it isn't exactly in your field doesn't mean they can't make use of your services. They probably can. They're not going to make use of your full skill set, but they can use something, and that's better than nothing, right? Remember that. Okay. Now that that's the case, after you've did these two, it's time to offer a trial. You must remember, if there's a vacancy, you apply like this. If there's no vacancy, you're doing this. So there isn't a vacancy. You've got to show them that you can add value. Now, there's two ways in which you can add value in a company, right? The first way is that there's a gap, and you can fill this gap, i.e. vacancy. Something needs to get done. Somebody left the company. Somebody died. Whatever, there's a gap in the company. Someone got promoted, they need someone else to do the job. Or there's too much work, they need someone to assist them. They know what value you can add. They attach a compensatory value to it, which is the salary, and you can then apply for that position. That's a vacancy. But what you're trying to do here is create a job within a company, which is actually very possible. But in order to do that, you've got to show them that indeed, yes, you can make use of my services. Yes, I can actually add value. Now, when you get software nowadays, say Malwarebytes, right? They've got a premium that they let you use for 2 to 3 months for free, the premium version. After using the premium version, I was like, wow, I really want to pay for the full. I want to pay for this premium version because it's so good. It's so good. They put you back in the free trial just to make you realize that how much goodness there was in the premium. So think of yourself like a product, like a software or like a fridge or whatever. Give a free trial, okay? Or not free, rather make it a trial, but you let them pay you at a very low rate. Doing it for free, you can, but that's not always possible. I understand that that's possible for very few people. If you can do it for free, and then you're more likely to get into the company. What you can do is just offer a very low rate, because I understand everything costs money, right? Do that. Then after 6 months, the chances of you getting employed is very high by that company because they see what you can add. They've started relying on you, like, wow, this person can indeed add value, and yes, they're actually going to boost the bottom line of this business in one way or the other. Bring them in, right? Excellent. There you go. It doesn't always work, but if it doesn't work, it's fine because you made a lot. You made some new networks, and of course, you have got the relevant experience in the field that you need. So it's a win-win, right? You kind of what you're doing here is basically creating your own internship. Okay, right. If they say no here, do not lose hope because you did call and whatnot, your name is in the mix. They'll remember you when something pops up. Hey, this person called me out of time. Who are they? And they'll go quickly and see who you were. And obviously, when you call, offer to send an email afterwards. So you call and send an email. Okay? But the first call, then email afterwards the details of who you are, just so that your name is there in their database. Okay. Then after you did all of these things, offer your CV. Like, now here's the problem with most people. They offer the CV immediately. Your CV is a sheet that's trying to sell you. And if you send it immediately, it's going to come across as way too salesy, and immediately people start switching off. Even though you are good for the job and you can indeed add value, if you send your CV first, people just switch off. This person wants to take. You know, the taking and giving thing I spoke about? Make it clear over here in these 3 parts that you want to give. Don't just go and give CV, but now it makes it look as if you want to take from them. Give me. This is just what people feel. Okay? And they're not going to take you very seriously because you haven't got a face, you haven't got a name, you've got nothing. Okay. Also, use Canva, please. Don't just use Word. Word is fine, but Canva is really good. It's very easy to use. It's free. Okay. And by doing this, you're going to get some really major results. It's worked for me. It's worked for so many other people. And go for it, guys. Let me know how it goes.